All right, there we go. Hey, Janelle. Oh, we got 7 people on. See, and the amount of time it took me to share it. Cheers. Today I have Indiana. My friend Laura sent me this cup. I collect these Starbucks cups. My favorite thing about them is that when you put them on the shelf, they actually stack. And it's amazing that I'm chatting because today I am absolutely insane. I have a house full of people coming in T-minus 2 hours. And we are running the big fundraiser on Saturday for Stamp Out Breast Cancer. Last year, we weren't able to do it in person at all. She'll be here soon. Oh my gosh. Did they take over my audio in the car? Because that happens. I hope they didn't take my audio over. She's just coming in from school. And I had some problems with my internet earlier, so I'm a little bit later than normal today. But I'm still here. It's time for a Tuesday crafty break with you. So I'm gonna take my time with this one. But then the second I get off, I'm off to the races. So I'll be not answering comments tonight. Okay, so Saturday is the big fundraiser, in person or to go. If you donate $20, we have directions to the 5 cards or 4 cards in a box that I designed. And then we have a whole team of people that decided that they would donate 1 card tutorial. So we did a collection for all the other ones, and for your $20 donation, we'll be emailing everybody after the event with a whole bunch of projects, all using the Pretty Pumpkins bundle. You guys want to see what I've been doing all day? So we decided today that I was going to prep for 60. So I have people coming, so I'm going to have to move all of this into my kitchen for tonight because I have to cut 12 more of those and 12 more of those and 12 more of those. Today I just decided to up the numbers, so kind of crazy. But that's okay. And then we have Stamp Club coming through tonight, and they're just an in-person group that meet tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday morning. There are 30 of them. So what I wanted to show you today was all to do with this Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. I posted some cards over the weekend, and I designed these with my team in mind. It was awards weekend for my team. Every year we do an award ceremony, and we rank everybody in the top 24 actually this year. I decided that everybody likes to see their name up in lights. We have 88 people from coast to coast right now. And we ranked the top 24. Most of my group are, just in it for a discount, but those people that do work and do events, we want to, recognize them for their efforts. And so that's what we did. So this Peaceful Place Designer Series paper was what I pulled out when I was making their cards. Isn't it pretty? So it's black and white. So you might be wondering how I ended up making this or this from this. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna flip the camera over, and we're gonna keep it short and sweet. We'll cut the paper, and we'll pull out some blending brushes and some blends, and I'll show you exactly what I did. Okay, there we go. And my open drawers. I'm gonna have to fix that before somebody comes over. Sorry if I just made you dizzy because I usually cover the work area. I'm gonna move that out of the way. So before we get started, I want to show you, there's more than one pattern, obviously. So you get 2 sheets of this. So there's enough to make 8 of these, and that's like a 6 by 6, right? And then I got 2 sheets of these, and I actually made cards for my top 5 out of these, and I'll show you how I cut the paper in a minute. So on one side, it's black and white and sparkles. What's black and white and sparkles? Oh, this paper's fabulous. Buffalo check. It is so popular this time of year. You could sponge it, you could color it, you can make it any color you want. This is almost like a wood grain, but it's sparkly, so it's silver. I hope you're seeing the possibilities. Here's some more trees, but this one isn't as embossed. The other one has like a texture to it. The ones that we'll be working with today. and rain. And then the cabins. This would go great with the cabin stamp set, coordinate. And then more trees. And what I would do with these is I would probably either cut the edges, and then they line themselves up pretty easy. If you cut them at 3 3/4 or 4, you could get 6 out of a sheet and have more cards out of these. But I focused on 2 patterns, and I'm gonna bring in the first one. So this was one that I cut into this week. I can't really see your comments. Hang on, I'm gonna look and see if I can see you. Uh-oh. I'm not seeing comments, but make sure you say hello so I can see. Let's see, I'm gonna refresh my screen here. That's what you have to say. Oh, look, I got 11 comments so far. Here we go. Hello, hello, hello. And Alexis is here. She just came in from school, so she bolted in the other room. The first thing I did was I wanted to make some cards that went this way, but I realized my Christmas trees were going to be too tall, right? So the first thing I did was I cut 2 inches off. And then from there, I slid it over again. Hang on. So I took that and put it to the side for now. And then this one, I'm gonna slide all the way down and then cut it at 5. So that means I get the tops of the trees, right? So now I've got a 5 by 12 inch piece. So pretty. And then I broke it down a little bit further and I cut them down to 3 3/4. So I'm 5 by 3 3/4 here. And I'll be much better if I put my paper up against the fence before I try and cut, because then I won't be crooked. So 3 3/4. Oh, are you not seeing the measurement? I'm sorry. So that's 3 3/4. And oh, I can see you now. All is better. I can see all your comments. Things are good. I like this side better, so I'm going to flip it over and cut this one at 3 3/4. Okay. So that's this one, right? It's kind of a darker design. And while we have the cutter out, I think I'm just going to be efficient here and show you the other one. So the other design, it's so pretty and bright and beautiful. It looks like this one. And for this one, I changed and I did 3 3/4 first. And then I cut it at 6 because I knew that, and by the way, on this paper cutter, 6 is, there's another fence there. Thank you, Stampin' Up. So I don't even need to measure. There's like a little ledge there that it sits up against. And now I can decide where I want my Christmas trees to fall, because I'm gonna eventually cut this down again to 5. And hang on, I'm gonna come to this end so I can see better. But I definitely want that to go, so let's see what it looks like if I go there. Actually, that's perfect. So I flipped it over and I'm gonna cut it at the 5 inch mark. And that's my panel for designer paper. And I just did it, I did it actually 8 times. I made 8 of these white ones, and then I could only make 6 out of 2 sheets because of where the trees fall on the darker ones, okay? So that's where we're at so far. Then I can put that to the side. In fact, did you know that the new designer paper, some of them, they put the adhesive on the outside here so that when you try and slide your cardstock back in, it doesn't get caught on the flap. Of course, it just sealed up on me again. I'm just gonna put the paper away while I'm right here, because you know the minute I get off the slide, I'm gonna have to shove everything in the closet so that I'm ready for my folks at 6 o'clock. So, and then again, the adhesive is here on this side, so I didn't get stuck when I was trying to slide stuff back in. Somebody was really thinking, huh? Hey, Vicky. Okay, so the next part is I wanted to add a little bit of blue to my background, right? I'm just gonna do one of each for the sake of time, but I have all these extras that I can make up later on. So I took another designer paper that I already got rid of, and I kept the backing with the plastic. So why would I do that? Well, you can tell it's stained with blue, and that's okay. When I was all done, I actually sprayed it and wiped it down with a paper towel. But I'm gonna start by pressing my Misty Moonlight ink pad right up against my plastic. So I've seen a lot of people, when they use these blending brushes, sponge off. So they put it on a scrap paper to move the ink. Well, it seems so wasteful to me that I just wanted a place that I could keep the ink in one place but not have to sponge it off onto a scrap paper. So I sponge it off onto this plastic, and it helps me get some of the ink off the brush so that I'm ready to go in soft and see where I'm at. I don't want to necessarily go into the darkest parts of the blue or make a big smudge on my card. Oh, sorry. So I'm just gonna sponge off on my plastic and add some color to my night sky here. Isn't that pretty? I love it. Alexis likes to pick up hers this way and then sponge off this way, but I'm almost afraid that it'll have too much ink. I want to go nice and slow and just put a little bit on this because it's such a delicate, light, oops, see, I didn't sponge off there. Can you see the little dot? But that's okay, we can fix it. So we'll just keep adding color until we like it, and I'm sponging off this time. But I can put a couple little dots and then it almost looks like it's gonna snow, but we'll just sponge and sponge. Okay, so that's the first step. I did this one, okay, and I can stamp any sentiment here. I used the one, this is from the main catalog, and it's a builder set. So there's a big create in there. We do Let's Create Together, and then there's one that says Friends, I think, and it's a beautiful set. But for the sake of time today, we're just gonna, I'm just gonna show you the techniques, okay? So I picked up some more of that blue ink, and this time it's gonna be much darker because the paper is darker. So to actually see it, I wanna add a little bit more blue to my brush than I did with the whiter background. And I'm just gonna get in and sponge. Oh, this is so fun. It is so relaxing on a day like today when I was running around crazy. I just love to color. I hope you guys know that. So speaking of coloring, we had an online workshop that I can link at the top, but that Be Merry workshop is gonna close here in a couple of days, and you only have a couple days left to score a packet. It was free, the video is absolutely free. And then when people place an order, I mail out a packet. I have not sent the PDFs yet for that, but I'm just kind of waiting, and I'm gonna do it in a batch, you know. So I'm gonna keep adding blue until I get to my desired color. Okay, ooh, that's really strong. Whoop, maybe I didn't sponge off there, but that's okay. We got plenty of time and we can bring more blue in. I really want this one to be darker anyway because I want it to really pop. Okay. All right, so we have this one, and then we have this one, okay? And like I said, when I'm all done sponging, I can just spray my work surface because I'm gonna probably do this again for the paper that I cut later on, just to clean up my pieces and not have a bunch of stuff left over. So I'm gonna put that off to the side, and actually I'm gonna bring in some scrap paper. So the reason I'm bringing in scrap paper is the next step for these is I'm going to, looks a bit quicker than you've done before. Yeah, it's so fun. So I've got my blends here, and this is the Just Jade Dark and the Just Jade Light. So there's two different colors of green, and these are alcohol based. So they're gonna sit on top of this raised kind of embossed white stuff that's already in the designer paper. So pretty. I'm not going to add a solid color of the green. I'm going to do the, I want the brush tip. So you know that with Stampin' Up! Markers, this is the end that you write with, and this is the end that you color with. So I'm just going to add some dark to the bottom of my branches. And you don't have to be fussy, you just have to get a little bit of color in there. If it's not perfect, it's going to be fine. Like, nobody's going to look at it and say, oh my God. Because there's not really a line here that, you know, you can't go outside the lines too much. It's really forgiving. So this one went out to my, the girls that were 6 through 10. I'm so proud of them all. They're just amazing people. I get even more excited when people are surprised and they didn't know that they were doing such a good job, and I get to celebrate them. Okay, so now I have the lighter one, and now I can fill in, but you get both tones this way. So you get the light and the dark. And if you want, if there's like an area that's kind of screaming at you, you can always go back into the dark area and add more shadow. Actually, did I miss that tree? Because I'm seeing spots that so this one, I didn't quite see as many dark spots. So I want to see the contrast between the dark marker and the light marker as I'm coloring. Let me give you a close-up of that. And you get to see, like, the silver is kind of resisting the coloring. And then you get the dark and the light markers, and then the brushed background. And then I just stamped a sentiment, and I added opal rounds. Everybody on my team who was 1 through 10, they all got a package of opal rounds for the most well-rounded business. So, isn't that funny? And then as they went up in rank, they got other little gifties, but everybody got those. Okay, so next, there was this card, and all of these went out in the mail, so I don't actually have one left, but same concept. I'm gonna start with the dark, and I'm gonna add it. And this tree is much bigger. Like the areas of white are much bigger, but it's cool because it gives you that contrast thing. Here we go. Oh, I love to color. And I love techniques. I love when things aren't as hard as they look, and this one certainly isn't. Like it looks really impressive when you're done, but it's not difficult at all. And why do I have a piece of paper under my workstation? Well, blends, markers bleed through. So that color will show up. And I'm gonna add some color to this tree in the background. And this tree. Oh, this is so fun. So if you're in the Massachusetts area on Saturday and you want to come, I would love to have you. I just upped the number of packets that I'm prepping to 60, just in case, because I'm so afraid. I'm like, you know, Grandma, I'm afraid you'll come over and I won't have enough food, so I have to shop for 20 people, you know. So, but I'm very excited. Last year we raised close to 10,000. I'm not sure we're going to get to that number this year because, I mean, I'm just looking at where we're at, and you know what I mean. So if you have a couple extra bucks and you want to support breast cancer, I'll put the link right above, and you can donate direct to the charity, and you'll get a whole bunch of PDFs from me, PDF tutorials on the pretty pumpkins, even long distance. It's also, when you donate, the way that you can get your spot for Saturday. So people are like, I donated, am I registered? And I'm like, yes, as long as you donated through our team, you're registered. So don't worry about that. Oh, so pretty. I can't even stand it. So I'm kind of trying to stay away from blending the dark and the light because I want to see that variation in color. Like that one especially looks cool to me, like the dark into the light. Ugh. So that's exactly how it would look like, I would imagine, out, you know, in nature. And with this one, I actually did heart punched shapes to finish them off, and a stamp that said "You're amazing." I posted these cards, the finished ones, over on Creating with Selene over the weekend, and people reacted so much to them. I thought that that would be a perfect live for this week to show you how I made them. And that's it. Ugh, it is so pretty. What do you guys think? We've got this one and this one. And like I said, they finish off really nice, and this was one of the finished projects. I mailed all these, so I don't have another one to show you the finished one, but I did post those over on the creative group. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm going to flip the camera. Check out your comments. Let's see. Yeah? Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Well, I am so very grateful for all of you. And like I said, I have a house full of people coming here in an hour and a half. So I better get to cleaning and sweeping the floor. And that's what happens when you own your own business. You're the CEO, you're the domestic, you know, I'm the cleaner, I'm everything. So it's all good. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you loved the card. So, all right, we'll see you next time. I'll see you next week at 3. I'm sorry I was late today. The internet wasn't cooperating with me, but have a great week.